Let's go. Let's go. I like to welcome everybody. Thank you for coming out and sharing your time with us. This is Thursday Night Live, RBL. I am Jug, aka J Rome. So I want to apologize for last week. I didn't have the audio on and I started out strong. I said a whole lot of things. I went on for about 10, 15 minutes and everything I shared was good. It was very, very good info. It was really off the cuff, but it was really some real good stuff that I wanted to share and get out, and nobody heard it. So again, I apologize for that. Like I always say, man, I'm building over here. I am a one-man show. Not that I'm a soloist in the process, but when it comes to me on the buttons and on the keyboard and all of the features and all of the things that goes into making it happen, I'm kind of pushing the buttons. I got some help from my niece now, so hopefully it gets a little better. With that being said, catch us everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of those platforms. Real Bread Life, Real Bread League, Real Bread Logistics, Breadville on TikTok, but you can look it up under Real Bread Life. And with that being said, any questions, comments, suggestions, anything like that, you can just put it in the email or in the chats on any of those platforms, and someone will get back to you. Usually it will be me at some point once I get the information from whoever's going to pass it to me or checks it. The other thing I wanted to say was I hope everybody had a good holiday weekend. I hope everything went well. Everybody got home safe. Your people got home safe. And I know for us, this is the season where it slows down a little bit, even though it's the beginning of the month in this business. Excuse me. Even though it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, those things don't really affect the bread business that much in a positive way. It's kind of just steady and regular, even though most would expect, because there's so many people in the stores, that the business would pick up in some way. Not really the case. It's kind of just steady. Even though there's some different sales in certain stores in certain areas, it's not really that boom that you would expect for being the beginning of the month in the holiday season. So we just try to steady the ship and keep it afloat until it picks up a little bit. So this week and this weekend actually should be a little bit better, depending on what region you're in and how your route is situated and what you're moving out there. I don't know, cookies, snacks, and things like that are a little different than the bread. And of course, like I always say, I have a roll heavy route, meaning roll season is my real money maker throughout the spring, the summer, and the early fall. Not that it doesn't do numbers the rest of the time during the year, but that's really my time. So we just try to weather the storm at this time of the year, which is moving into the holiday season. So also, speaking about how it slowed down, this is one of the times for me when I like to focus on some of the other things, which would be product placement, presentation. Presentation and product placement are very important. And some of the other segments and some of the videos that I've done, you could hear some of the vendors that I've interviewed and some of the people that have been on the live with me, and other times they speak about that. Whereas a lot of people always say, oh man, we just deliver the bread, we put the bread on the shelf and that's it. That in essence is what we do, but that is not the job and that is not the business. And if you treat it that way, you will just be a average bread man or woman or vendor. So let's just say it like that. You take a little exception and put a little bit more effort into what you're doing, the results are a little bit different. For me, I have this thing that I always like to say is no saggy bags. I tighten my bags most of the time as much as possible. And if not every single bag, every single day, the front line always. And a lot of times, depending on how early I get out and how much time I have, it will be the second line as well. And I don't always pack out front to back, meaning the beginning of the shelf to the back of the shelf all the way full. For that reason, the reasoning behind not doing it like that all the time is I'm in my stores every day. So my rotation and my servicing pattern is a little different than a lot of others vendors. And I know there's guys that go out every day and there's women that go out every day. Some people do. I know I do every day. I'm out there in most of my stores, especially my majors. And one of the first reason is I have private label in a couple of my biggest stops. So every day I'm delivering, and if I'm not delivering the private label, I'm delivering the brand bread. And I always go to those stores, whether I'm delivering or not, just because I'm always pulling forward and I'm always checking. And just on the off chance that there's an event or a situation where someone comes in and wipes out a shelf, I don't want to have it empty like that. So with that being said, I like to always tighten my bags because presentation is key for me. Everyone doesn't do it, and I'm not responsible for everyone. So it's just a suggestion and something to go into it, the mindset you can go into it with if you're a new vendor or if you're thinking about getting into the business. Some of us that have been doing it for a while, and there's people that have been doing it double the amount of time that I have, and will tell you it doesn't matter. If someone wants it, they're going to buy it. And that may be true in some areas and in some instances. But what I found is presentation matters, so that's why I do it. It's not for everyone, and everyone doesn't have to do it. So when you have some time, think about it, figure it out, what's moving, how it's moving, and why it's moving in that way, whether it's slow or fast. So I look at it from my perspective, and my lens is different than other people's. And once you find where to make the focus for yourself and focus your lens on your product that's going to help you to grow, then good luck, and I hope it works out well for you. Me and one of the guys that I'm in the stores with, we're talking the other day, and it's funny because some aisles, when you come into a store, depending on where people come into that aisle, whether it's right or left, will determine how fast and, which breads will move the most, right? So I always like to pack out dates as far as the older bread for me in one of my stores, always on the right side. And for some reason, they come in, and that's the side that they grab from the most. And there are always going to be people that pick through the bread, right? That's guaranteed. There's people that are going to pick through the bread. You can't stop it. And there's no need to even worry about it. And that's the reasoning when I said earlier, I don't always pack out front to back, top to bottom on my shelves, depending on what bread it is. If it's not a heavy season or a time of the year or a sale or something where it's going to be flying off the shelf, I make it so they can't pick through it. They're going to pick through the bread. Everything's going to be more or less to the same code, right? I'm not going to fill the shelf and put all of the better codes in the back, because what's going to happen is they're going to pick through it and pull it all apart, move the bread and grab that bread. Now that's fine. People can get fresh bread, and it's not that the bread in front of it isn't fresh. It's just not the freshest. And when we speak about the business, when you want to talk about doing the business, the goal is to sell the bread. So you want to present the bread to be sold. And we always talk about you're going to take stale out. You're going to have older codes. You're going to have bread that has to come out, but you don't have to have a lot of it. And I think that's where some of the guys falter, where some of the guys misstep, or women, however, the people delivering the bread in some stores come back with so much because they're overpacking and they're putting it all out at the same time. There's a way to do it, and that's not the way, right? So, and I'm not saying put old bread out. I'm just saying make a rotation, understand how to rotate the bread, and order according to the codes. Don't just order to be ordering. That's not good business. if there's a way to, there's just not, you know. And again, you do it how you want. I'm just giving you a suggestion of how it works for me. And it works pretty good. And I remember I was talking to somebody, and I'm always talking, you know, that's why I'm up here talking, because I'm a talker. But we had this conversation, and the whole thing is, no matter what you do, you're going to take stale out of the store. I took some out today. I definitely did. I'm not saying I don't ever take stale out of the store. I do. I always do. I just don't want to take a lot out. I don't. I don't like striking out, you know. I just don't like striking out. So, you know, that's just for me. I just don't like to strike out. So, I wanted to put this picture up of me tightening my bags, right? So I had my the cameraman with me. This was a little while back, and um it's just funny because I happened to be, you know, gonna talk about this, and he asked me, why are you doing that? And I told him I'm just tightening the bags because it just bothers me sometimes when I put the bread up and I see it all wrinkled and it looks like it's falling out of the bag. And a lot of times when the bread comes through, it's so loose, and those ties are loose, and it could just slide out. If someone grabs the bag from the back to pull it out and it slides out, now we got a waste right there. And I don't like to waste anything. And, you know, some would say it's just one piece, it doesn't matter. Add the one pieces up and they all matter. Everything matters. Treat it all the same. So that's just me. I have this thing of do it right. Just do it right. You know what I mean? Just do it right all the time, the best you can, and that's going to make the difference. So I don't want to get into this skipping, cutting corners, and being inconsistent, because once I start doing that, it shows, and I get lazy. And when I fall into that laziness, it shows, and I don't want to be that person. So I just like to try to stay consistent. So no saggy bags is a real thing. Look it up. I got an episode on it. No saggy bags. It's only a short, but we're not promoting that sloppy bag. I don't like it. And it's not always possible to tighten up every bag. Again, one of the other things that I've learned for me, when I get out early enough to get to the sales center and pack out my stuff and break down my bread early in the morning, I could tighten bags in the trays early. I know some guys say they I ain't got time for that. That's taking up too much time. Again, do it how you want. Do it how it works for you. I'm just giving you a tip. It might help, might not. Use it, don't use it. That's on you. So the earlier you get in, the more time you have to prep. And the prep time is key. Prep time is very key in the morning for when you're just starting and learning. We have so many that succeed, and unfortunately some that fail at this process, because they come in and they want to make the money. They hear the numbers. They hear a route for 200,000, 180,000. You can make six figures. You can make 8,000 a month. You can make 7,000 a month. You can make 5,000 a month, depending on what your route, how it's structured, or how it's set up. That may be small. You can make 15 to 20,000 a month, depending on where you're at, how big your route is, and how you treat it. But what comes with that is the responsibility of doing the work, the responsibility of consistently every day, every week, for the 12 months of the year, doing the work. It may not show up the first 3, 4, 5 months of the job. It may not show up the first year. But within that first year, you're going to learn how to be consistent. And that over the time, as you're paying for that route, or as you're saving the little bit you can, or as much as you can in the learning process, over time, you'll realize that you've mastered this thing called bread delivery. Once you master the bread delivery business and you figure it out and you're consistent with it, it starts paying off. And it pays off correctly if you do it consistently. That's the biggest thing. That's the main thing I could tell anybody. You have to give it the time to let it work for you. It works if you give it the time and let it work for you. This is not the microwave business. This is not something you can get into today and see big money in 2 or 3 months. It does not work like that. I'm not going to sell you that dream. I'm not going to even want to be associated or attach my name to lying to anyone. That's not how it works. But I can definitely attach my name to, if you give it some time, over 8 to 10 months, a year, to learn, understand, and figure out how to consistently service your stores in your route, in your area or territory consistently for a year. Over the next year, you'll see some real serious growth and return. In a year after that, you'll see more, and so on and so forth. So by year 3 or 4, you may be looking to buy another one, or trying to figure out how you can buy a stop or some more equity in your route. People do it all the time. And I know there's some people that are in the same sales center as me will watch this and know I'm telling the truth. There was a guy a couple years ago who sold a piece of his route for no reason other than he just didn't want to go there anymore. He sold an asset for cheap. He more or less basically gave it away just because he didn't want to go to the stop. There was nothing wrong with the stop. There was no issue. It wasn't not making money. He just didn't want to go there. And then soon after that, he sold the route. My point is, you just have to be there when someone else drops the ball so you can pick up the fumble. When they fumble, you could pick it up and run with the rock. So there's a lot of that out there. And those who are listening and watching know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want anyone to fail, but sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. It's unfortunate. I've said this many times and I'll never change. I want everybody to win. I wish people the best in business and in life. The reason so is because what you wish for comes back towards you as well. So that's just me. I don't got no bad blood. I don't want nobody to fall on their face, because I don't want to fall on my face. I don't. So I don't want anyone else to. Even if I don't like you. I could care less sometimes what's happening with you, but I'm not wishing bad on you. So, because I don't want nobody to wish bad on me. I don't want nobody to hope I fail. I don't want nobody to even push that my way. I ain't with it. So, with that being said, just be consistent, man. Ask questions. Ask the right questions. Ask the right people the right questions. I tend to hear a lot of chit chat from guys that are not the ones to be giving out the advice, right? There's a lot of people talking. I just said a little while ago, I like to talk, but I don't like to talk about things that don't matter. I don't want to say things just because I got breath, or they say you talking just because you got lips. That's not for me. No. So if you're going to talk to people in this business, talk to the people that know the business. And I don't know everything about this business, but I know a lot of guys that do. That's who I like to talk to. Those are the guys I ask the questions. That's who I want to get the insight from. Okay? I have the platform. I got the camera. I got the mics. I got the platform for the guys that have the information. Bring it up here. Let's debate it. Let's talk about it. Share it. That's what we're here for. That's why I interview the people I have. And it's ironic, the guys that do all the talking, when I ask them, oh, come on, let's share this with the people. No, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. They talk good. They talk big. I'm not gonna say good. They talk big. A lot of guys talk big in the sales center. They talk big in the store. They got all the answers. They won't share them with the world. I wonder why they won't share them with the world. Great in a text message. They won't share it with the world. They could do anonymous posts in groups, but they won't share it with the world. We're here for you. Door is open. You know how to reach me. The door is open. Come share it with the world. All right. Don't be scared. We're here for you. You know who you are. This is the invite. Come get it. Come share it. It's here for you. All right. I'm neutral. I am neutral. This is a safe space for you to share. Now, what the people say in the chat or in the comments is up to them. All right. But we're here for you. It's an opportunity. Give some of that great knowledge to the people. Okay. Somebody asked me earlier what was my topic. My topic was presentation and talking about product and placement. But I think more so what it is be positive. Share some positive information so you can help someone get some positive results. How about that? How about that, right? I want to give thanks again, and I've done this over the last couple of weeks, to everybody who's helped me, supported me, and been a part of me doing everything that I've been doing. And again, you know who you are. You know who you are on all levels, friends and family. You know who you are. And even in business, and even again, all the guys early over the last year and the year before that came on the lives. We're on number 97, right? There's guys that were on number 2, 3, 4 when I didn't have great audio, when I didn't have good cameras, when I didn't have good lights, when I didn't have a structured format and even knowing how to do it. I just wanted to share the information with the people. You know what I mean? Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that. Definitely. A lot of leaders. They never learn to follow themselves, leading people down the nowhere, leading people down dead end roads, right? Exactly. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So we got a couple weeks left in the fourth quarter here, people. A couple weeks left in the fourth quarter. Then we're gonna we're gonna be moving into 2026. It's a big deal. 2026 is on the horizon. Let's get ready. Okay. Prepare yourselves. And let's make it happen. Let's stay positive. Let's grow together and help each other. That's what we're here for. Okay. Again, you can catch us everywhere. If you got a question, this is where you reach me. JUGG@realbreadlife.com. And email. Ask a question. I apologize to those that have been trying to get through and haven't. I promise to make sure we get a chance to get back to you, okay? So get at us. Facebook group, realbreadlife.com. You go to groups, put in Real Bread Life. We should pop up. Jump in there. You got a question, you want to share something. Again, the group isn't for me to post. The group is for engagement from anyone and everyone in the space. You got something to share. You want to highlight yourself or something you did, something you saw, you have a question, anything related to being a vendor, put it up there. That's what it's for. Okay. I just want to give everybody the opportunity to know that's what it's for. All right. If you want to support the channel and help Go here and get your peoples a Christmas gift, anything they might need. There's a bunch of different things. You could get them anything you want, a cup, coffee, puzzle, backpack, tote bag, hoodie, hat, sneakers, you name it, it's up there. You go take a look, it's up there. Again, appreciate all the positive engagement. I look forward to continuing into 2026. We got 3 weeks left, and it's so crazy that this is 97. It's going to be 98, 99, and then we're at 100. Right at the top of the year, we'll be at 100. Okay, and we're going to keep it a buck with everybody that's been engaging, everybody that's been supporting. At the end of the year, we're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it a buck for the buck. That's all I'm going to say. End of the year, we're going to keep it a buck for the buck. And I'm really excited about that time. So I like to thank everybody for taking the time out of their night and joining us. This is Real Bread Life, RBL on everything, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is Breadville, but you can catch it Real Bread Life. If you type Real Bread Life everywhere on any of those platforms, we will pop up. Subscribe, follow, share, like, do all those things. It helps us to grow. Do all those things, like, subscribe, and share on all platforms. It helps us to grow and get the word out. Okay. See you next week for number 98. That's all I got for now. Stay blessed and keep stacking.